I'm Chris Williams from Cyclone Fanatic and a proud Iowa State graduate from the class of 2007. No one shows up like Iowa State fans. And Cyclones support Cyclones on and off the field. Your gift can provide scholarships to students, fund groundbreaking research. We could even drum up opportunities for the marching band. Visit MoveWhatMatters.com to learn how you can make an impact today.
He's the prime cut passer from behind the meat counter. It's Fairway Frank. And introducing a 6'3" center who's a cut above the rest. Say hello to Audie Crooks.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Cyclone Fanatic pregame show. I'm your host, Leah Nelson. Chelsea Poppens will be joining me in the studio to talk about Iowa State women's basketball taking on UCF in this fun day of Cyclone hoops. But before we get into that, let's thank our sponsors. Starting off with our title sponsor for both the men's and women's shows, we've got Channel Seed. They rock. They're awesome. Huge Iowa State fans, so we love having them as a sponsor. And then our friends over at Fairway Meat and Grocery, of course, grab all your produce at Fairway. Make sure you check them out because they're awesome as well. All right, Chelsea, coming off of a fun win from the boys, Iowa State beat Arizona State. Now we've got women taking on UCF. UCF are 0-7 in the Big 12 Conference, but you can't overlook any Big 12 team. We've learned that before. So what can we kind of expect from this UCF team?
They're coming off an 8-game losing streak. So hopefully today is 9.
Yep.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
But yeah, I think if you look at previous games, like they've been gradually getting better. Like they're not as much of a discrepancy in score as earlier in the season, but their main player, Caitlin Peterson, number 3, she's going to be she's like a 3-level threat. She's going to be hunting for her shot. She had like 33 points, I think, against TCU. Yeah. And so like I think she's going to always kind of up in that 20 point. She's averaging 20.7 points per game. She's going to be the main scorer, the primary threat for Iowa State to lock down. And I think you'll see like Ariana Jackson guarding her. I think you'll see they have Emily Rodriguez, who's a freshman from Miami. She's a mid-range shooter. I think you're going to see them in a lot more of that zone, that 2-3, the 1-3-1. Because they're going to try to lock down Crooks a little bit more, get the hands in the lane and disrupt our standard offense, which is going to open up that like 3-point shot, and hopefully we'll hit them. Hopefully we'll get on a roll. And they've honestly kind of been one of the worst teams to guard the 3-pointer. So I think hopefully if Iowa State plays the cards right and starts hitting right off the bat from the 3-point line, that's what kind of game you set the tone right off the bat. Yeah. I mean, Kelsey Peterson, I think, is going to be the primary person, and then everybody else will follow. There's been a couple games where they've had 3 to 4 people in double digits, but if Iowa State follows the scout, we should be good. I know I said that kind of last time, but I want to completely ignore West Virginia.
Yeah.
Emily Ryan was out.
Right. Doesn't count.
Memory.
Not remembering. So we always talk about how Iowa State is such a young team, but I read UCF has about 4 freshmen that are in the lineup that are consistently playing on the floor. So talk about how 2 young teams might match up today at 4:00.
Well, they do have a lot of seniors too. Like, yes, you'll have the young ones, but they have, let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, they have at least 3 seniors who are going to be getting significant playing time, which I think is huge. Whereas, like, we don't have as many seniors.
We have one.
Like you saw versus West Virginia, Emily Ryan being out as a veteran player hurt us tremendously. And so, like, you can't really weigh that into how the game's going to play out today. Like, yeah, they have UCF has a lot of young freshmen, sophomores playing, but they also have more seniors than us too. So that means more experience, more mental toughness, and and I would say more leadership ability, because as seniors are used to bringing a team together and building that chemistry and taking charge.
That's a great point. So obviously, we said earlier we don't want to overlook UCF. So what does Iowa State need to do to come out with a win? Start strong, make threes. What do you think?
Yeah, I think everything starts on defense. If you play defensive well, offense will come. I think they need to lock down Kelsey Peterson. They're going to expect that trap and switch on defense. They need to lock that defensive scout down, because if we can lock Peterson down, that's going to force other players to figure things out, and that's probably in our favor if other players are going to have to step out of their norm and start looking for an offensive threat. As far as what we've done offensively for Iowa State, Crooks, do her thing. Emily Ryan get at least like double. I like the double digits. We always feel comfortable when Emily Ryan at least has 10 points, and Sydney Harris maintaining that confidence. I think a piece that has been like Brown has been doing better, but it's kind of ebbs and flows of whether she hits that three. And I think as soon as she starts like hitting the three and having that confidence on the arc, like that's going to be a game changer.
I think we've seen kind of like a tier up on each game. People are gaining a little bit more confidence. They're moving the ball around. I'm excited to see them continue to flourish. I think I've asked you this before, but is it hard to prepare for games like this where everyone says you're supposed to win? The paper, the coaches, everyone, you're supposed to win this game. Like, there's no doubt about it. Is it tough as a player to come in and just be super excited, confident, or is it kind of one of those games where you're like, all right, let's go out there?
I think Iowa State at this point knows that every game counts.
Yep.
I think they know that they can't come in and just blow a team out of the water and not really be 50% there.
Right.
I don't think they take any game for granted at this point, especially since playing such tough teams at the beginning of the season.
Well, I'm hoping that this game they'll be able to, have some fun, move the ball around, do well, and do exactly everything that you just said that they need to do, because, Chelsea, ball. So
yeah. Well, also, if you look at the last game, they only had 7 turnovers. That's huge.
Massive.
Tremendous.
What's some more big gargantuan? We could keep going on, but that's huge. So obviously super excited for Iowa State. We're hoping to go 2-0 for Cyclone Hoops today, but thanks for you joining in on a pregame. Aiden, thanks for producing. Thanks to Fairway and Channel Seed, our title sponsor. Make sure you guys tune back in for postgame. Chelsea and I will be here, and go Cyclones.